Yeah. Boy, you know you make me float, float. Boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope, dope. 'Cause you do.
Hello, beloveds. It is your girl, Brittany the Shade. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my garden. If it is your first time here, then welcome to my garden. So, on this video, I'm doing something a little bit different because I get a lot of questions over on TikTok mostly about my career and my field of nursing. Okay, so I wanted to do a video today. I'm starting my LPN Diaries series, and what I want to do is pretty much go into detail of what it is that I actually am, the type of nurse I am, what type of nursing I do, where I can work, all of that good stuff. So that's what this video is going to be about today. So hopefully this will answer all of the questions that I keep, well, not all of the questions, because I get so many. And baby, Google is free. Okay, Google is free, because some of them questions I be getting, I be like, y'all could have Googled it. But the ones that I see like over and over again that I felt like I needed to break down, I'm gonna go ahead and break down in this video. So if I'm looking down, it's because I wrote my notes out. Okay, I wrote all of my notes out. I'm also gonna give y'all the websites that I got like my notes and my information from and stuff like that. And please keep in mind that this information is going to vary from state to state. I do have a compact nurse's license, which means that the school that I went to, they already had it set in stone that once you passed your courses and clinical, and then you went on and you passed NCLEX and you become a licensed practical nurse, which is what I am, an LPN. We have a compact multi-state license, so I can work in any state. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. So let's go ahead and get into the business. Okay, let's get into the business. So all right, all of this information that I'm giving you right now at the start is from the Louisiana State Board of Practical Nurse Examiners, okay, which is LSBP as in Paul, NE.com. And I'm giving it to you from the Louisiana website because that is where I live. That is where I'm from. I'm from Louisiana, okay? So, question number one. What is an LPN? Okay? An LPN is a licensed practical nurse. Licensed L, practical P, nurse N. Because for some reason, people seem to forget that nurse part on LPN. I don't know why people tend to just look at us as if we're not nurses for whatever reason. It's in our name. It's in our name. Okay. In some states, we are called licensed vocational nurses, which is an LV as in Victor N. We not called that in Louisiana. We is called licensed practical nurses in Louisiana. Okay, I'm an LPN. All right, but they're interchangeable depending on what state you're in. Okay, question number two. I get this a lot, and I thought it was kind of like common sense, but I guess it's not. So I'm gonna break it down a little bit. How to become an LPN? You have to find an accredited nursing program. You have to pass both your lecture hours and your clinical hours, and then you have to sit for NCLEX. Okay, so an accredited program can be anywhere from like 16 months, which is what I did, an accelerated accredited program. I did 16 months to I think 2 years. You can do a program for up to like 2 years or whatever. In my personal opinion, if you're going to do LPN and you're going to do the 2-year program, you might as well go for your RN. It's like an added few months. Just go for your RN unless you want the LPN experience to work as a nurse while getting your RN. Then I understand, But if you're going to do the 2 years straight out, if you know that's what you want to do, you might as well just go for your RN. If you want to become an RN, because a lot of LPNs, nursing school is traumatizing, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, it's trauma. Okay, so when they have LPNs that are like, I'm never going back to nursing school, I completely understand. It tears you up. Okay, mentally, physically, I was so big, y'all. I was like 190 in nursing school. Eating, stress eating. Spiritually, I mean, I cannot tell you how many breakdowns and wanting to give up I had. Nursing school is hard, y'all. And life don't stop just because you're in nursing school. You still have to take care of your children or your family, your husband. You still have to work to provide. You still have to be a person outside of being a student. And that is really hard, okay? So the program that I went to was a 16-month accelerated program, all right? I had to pass a lecture first, and we had to pass with an 80% or better. That depends on the program that you go through, okay? So just because we had the 80% or better, I've talked to some girls that are LPNs and they had to have like a 70% or better. If you had a 79.4, you failed at my school. You failed. It was no, and most of the instructors did not round up. So if you had a 79.5, you know, in math we learn 5 and up, you round. No. If you had a 79.5, you had a 79.5, baby, and you failed. Okay? You had to do like a test retake. Hopefully you passed it and then you could stay in the program. But some schools are not as strict as my school was. My school was extremely strict. Like they didn't play that. They just didn't play that, okay? So after you pass your lecture hours, you get your certain amount of clinical hours. For my school, we had over 700 something hours for clinical. And then you have to go through like doing your background, your FBI background, like your federal. You have to do your state background. You have to pay to take the test. Like you have to pay for your initial sitting of the test and all kind of stuff like that. And then you sit for NCLEX, okay? So what is the NCLEX test? Okay, it is the National Council of Licensure Examination. For me, I took the NCLEX PN, okay, which is the NCLEX for practical nurses. If you are going for your RN, you would take the NCLEX RN. Now let me tell you something. There's no difference. But we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it slide, because I don't know why people have this mindset as if RNs are here and we are here. Baby, we take the same test. It just have 2 different letters on the end. We take the same test. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep going. So because I broke that down, I'm going to explain what an RN is. I'm not going to go too deep into it because there's this huge umbrella of nursing, right? There's this huge umbrella of nursing. Under this big umbrella of nursing are a lot of small umbrellas in nursing. Okay? So there are different types of RNs as well. So I don't want to confuse nobody by getting too deep into that. So I'm going to just give y'all the basics of what an RN is, despite what an LPNs, okay? So what is an RN? An RN is a registered nurse. Registered R, nurse, N, okay? Now, an RN went to school anywhere from 3 to 4 years. So they have more schooling time, okay? And then not only that, they can receive their associates, their bachelors, or even their masters in nursing, okay? So your associates would be your ADN, and then you have your bachelors, where if you've ever been in a hospital or you've seen RN sign with the BSN attached to their RN, that is their Bachelor of Science of Nursing. That is what that is. That is why they have their BSN. They got their bachelors. So they did more schooling time, okay? I'm going to tell y'all another little secret. The difference between the associates and the bachelors, the pay is damn near the same. RNs that have their BSN have more management and leadership roles. That's really the only difference. But a lot of RNs don't want that manager title when you have to do with patients and physicians and all of that. A lot of them don't want to have that big management role. So if you are a person that wants to go for your RN and you say, well, I don't really care about being in these management roles, and then times are changing. RNs with their associates are also being able to get into these management positions as well. A lot of the time it's based on their experience, but they are able to fill these roles, okay? So you do not have to have your bachelor's or your master's. You don't. You can have your RN as an associate and still be considered a registered nurse. Okay? That's the basics. That's the basics. Next. This one I kind of thought was common sense too, but we're going to break it down. Okay. How to go from an LPN to an RN. All you literally have to do is go back to school. That's it. That's all you got to do. Go back to school. That's it. Literally. What you can do is, once you are already a licensed practical nurse and you have your license, you can literally do what is called a bridge program. A bridge program is simply a pathway to go to a higher level of your nursing degree. That's all that is. And a lot of times, a bridge program can be anywhere from like 18 months to, I want to say right at 24 months if you are already an LPN. Okay, again, they do have, from my understanding, there are accelerated bridge programs as well. So that is what a bridge program is, okay? You would take your credits from your LPN program if they transfer, because unfortunately, my credits from my school, I guess because it's private, our credits don't transfer. So I would have to do like the 18 to 2-year program to bridge to get my RN, because I would have to take over again like my anatomy, my biology. I would have to take those courses again because they don't transfer from the accredited program that I went through. Why, child? I don't know. That's the dumbest thing ever to me, but it is what it is. So, next, what is the LPN scope of practice? Okay? Now, the scope of practice is simple. It is a set of guidelines and tasks that you can do as a nurse. Okay? Those tasks can vary and also expand as knowledge and technology expands. Okay? So it's not necessarily a set of rules because they change constantly. Like as technology gets better, as more programs are offering a lot more credited hours and clinical and things like that. So you can literally, you can do more now. Like as each year goes by, the scope of practice of what an LPN can actually do in the nursing settings and like the facilities and things like that, it is constantly expanding. But on the website that I'm going to link in the description box, it literally also gives you dates and years that every time they added something to the scope of practice, like if a new law was passed or a new bill was passed, anything like that, and they added it to our scope of practice, it is listed exactly when that happened on the website. Okay, so please don't think that what I'm gonna name now is all that we can do, because it literally varies and it expands state by state and facility by facility as well. Okay, because there are a lot of things that you can do legally, like in your state and on your like scope of practice for nursing, but that specific facility might not allow you to do that as an LPN. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So what is an LPN scope of practice? It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. So give me a second. We can start IVs, give IV medications via IV piggybacks. That is when they have the IV poles and the medications and fluids are on the poles that go through the IV line into the patient. Okay, we do not give push medications through an IV line like directly in somebody's arm. Even though we are taught it in school, that is just something that they feel LPNs are not competent enough to do as of right now. And again, that varies state to state and facility to facility. Okay, next, we can transcribe orders, which basically means we take orders from the doctor, we put them in a computer, and we make sure that it's done. That can be performing, making sure that an x-ray tech comes and does x-rays. That can be medications. That can be making sure they get ultrasounds done, making sure physical therapists and speech therapists and stuff come to the patient. Any order a doctor give, we can transcribe it. We can either do it written out or in a computer, depending on how your facility charts. Okay, we can be surgical assistants. We can give meds via heparin locks. That is a type of port in IV. Okay, We can do pap smears. We can receive cultures. Cultures are blood specimens, mucus, which is sputum specimens, stool specimens, urine cultures. We can get specimens from a wound if there's like any drainage or anything like that. Okay. We can load and monitor PCA pumps. Those are pumps that deliver narcotic medications at kind of a high dosage directly to a patient. Usually my patients with sickle cell anemia, a lot of them end up with PCA pumps. Okay. We can draw and collect blood from ports, which can be a port under the skin if it has access, and from IV lines. We can also insert feeding tubes. We can reinsert a trach. We do not do the initial insertion of a trach. That is up to a respiratory therapist. We do not do that. But if it was to, for some reason, fall out, because patients like saying that they fall out. They don't fall out. They don't fall out. We can reinsert to make sure that that trach hole stays open and that patient is able to breathe, okay? We can give oxygen. We can give nebulizers. We can suction from the nose or the mouth. We can perform head-to-toe assessments, which means we are literally assessing every body system on that patient, using our hands, using our eyes, using our ears with stethoscopes, things like that. We can administer Botox, which is aesthetics. I'm going to get into that later. And then we can also do IM, which is intramuscular injection. So like when you get a flu shot or a steroid. We can do wound care. We can admit and discharge patients. And we can also provide patient teachings. But we do not do the initial patient teaching. We do the follow-up. The RN is the one that does the initial patient teaching. Or the doctor will do the initial patient teaching. And also we can do care plan follow-ups, but we do not do the initial care plan. And I promise you, I ain't mad about it because I don't like them anyway. I hate a care plan. I hated them in school. Okay. Who can LPNs work with? LPNs can work under the supervision of a physician, a medical director, an RN, an optometrist, a dentist, or nurse practitioner. We work under their supervision. Okay, this question I get a lot. Where can LPNs work? Okay, the number one place that they push in nursing school, that is not the only option. Not. Nursing homes and residential facilities. Hospitals. We can work in home health. Doctor's offices. Clinics. We can work for the government, such as veteran affairs offices. We can work on military bases. Schools. Clinics. We can work in plants. We can do hospice. We can work for insurance companies. We can do travel nursing. We can work from home. We can work in theme parks. Baby, we can work. We can work. Okay? I don't know why they be trying to make it seem like LPNs don't have options. Baby, we got nothing but the options and opportunities. And I'm going to teach them to you. Okay? All right. What specialties? A specialty is basically like a department or a branch that you have certifications in. We're going to break it down simple like that. We can have specialties in IV therapy, hospice, long-term care, wound care, corrections, which are prisons, psychiatric hospitals. You can become a doula. You can be a lactation specialist, a research associate. You can work med surg, emergency departments. You can work in aesthetics under the supervision of an MD. Because for some reason, when I meet my TikTok and I'm telling people the places we can work and the specialties can work, they think I'm saying, oh, you can just run and go open your own aesthetics clinic. That is not what I am saying. You have to work under the supervision of someone else, but you can work in that field. Hear me now. Because I'm so tired of people saying what we can and cannot do. I'm so tired. And for the people that are making these comments are not even in nursing. They don't even have a healthcare setting. They're not in healthcare at all. And they tell us what we can and cannot do. That is insane to me. I had to rant a little bit because that pisses me off. Okay, we can work in dialysis, surgery, rehabs, substance abuse. You can be a CPR instructor. You can work in pediatrics, acute care. The possibilities are endless. We do not get stuck in nursing homes. Please hear me. Just because you are an LPN, you do not have to work in a nursing home. That is not your only option. Please hear me good. Please. If I ain't told you nothing, I told you that. Okay? Please hear me. Please hear me, y'all. All right. You can also work in family practice, gynecology. You can work in a dermatologist's office. You can work in cardiology, home care. The possibilities are endless, y'all. And I'm trying to hurry up because my light keep dying for some reason. So let me hurry up and get through this, okay? Next, can we start businesses? Yes. We can start businesses. Stop believing we can't. Yes, we can start businesses, okay? I'm sorry, I gotta keep fixing my shirt. I don't know what's going on with it, okay? But we almost finished. You can sell nursing supplies. You can create and sell nursing bundles such as like study kits, ebooks, note cards, shirts, scrubs, things like that, okay? You can become a legal consultant. You can be a health coach. You can do childbirth and doula training. You can be a fitness coach. You can do telehealth. Baby, you can do surgery. Everybody going to get surgery. I know I have got me some. I ain't got me some. You can do surgery. We can do post-op care. And guess what? To do that, you do not have to work under anybody. You do not. You can get into aesthetics and do waxing and things like that under your license. You can do so much with your nursing license. I'm giving y'all tips to start y'all, but you have to be willing to research it on your own. So many questions and comments I get, I can tell you simply did not research it. It's like some people just be waiting on it to fall out the sky. It's not gonna fall out the sky. You have to be willing to research, y'all. Okay? I hope this helps somebody. This is just video 1 of my LPN Diaries series. I will be back with more. Please send me more questions if you want me to touch on anything else. I don't really want to touch on the pay. I really don't, because that's just, we make money, but according to people that ain't even in nursing, we don't make no money. I have never been able to afford the lifestyle that I have until I became a nurse. Baby, we make money, okay? However, if it depends on your situation. If you're going to become an LPN and you see you making some money and you want to go get you a brand new house, a brand new car, you want to go trip every 2 weeks, you want to get your body done, you want to get your teeth done, you're going to struggle. Because as fast as you're getting it, you're losing it. You're going to struggle. I'm letting you know now. Do not live beyond your means. Okay? That's the hint I'm going to give y'all. We live very well. We live very comfortably. If you know how to live within your means. If you won't go and you making, I ain't trying to shame nobody, but if you on a J-Lo salary, you can't go do what Beyonce do. No ma'am. No ma'am. All right? That's the hint. That we here. That's the hint. Okay? All right? You can't be on a, and I ain't trying to shame nobody. Okay, beloveds, I have no clue why my editing was all over on this video and it just cut off. But please, if you have any more questions, please put them in the comments box below or head on over to my TikTok, okay? Love y'all. Bye. You can go up from time to time, but you can't go here. Okay? I hope this helps y'all.